All right, moving on to the next story. And this story is from the Washington Post, and it is titled AI is starting to pick who gets laid off. And so basically what this story talks about is it goes into basically a cry fest for all the workers, who should definitely learn the code, by the way. So they were let go at Google. Like Google, if you didn't know, there's been a tech apocalypse, or
Yeah.
basically tech has been going through most of the layoffs in this so-called recession that we're going through right now, and they're just losing their freaking minds trying to make sense of all this stuff. So this story in the Washington Post is about how their own AI may have been the one that done them in. Now they do make sure the Washington Post, rather, to say Washington Post could not independently verify. So they're basically just running their mouths and they don't even know if it's true or not. So that's more of the media just acting foolishly. But there's one main thing in here that kind of caught me by surprise with this story. Was that a quote from the story read, "A January survey of over 300 human resource leaders at U.S. companies revealed that 98% of them say software and algorithms will help them make layoff decisions this year." And that was incredible. So this is a survey, taken by probably a real outfit because they linked to somewhere else. But they surveyed 300 HR people at corporations across the United States, and they said that AI is going to be used in 98% of these companies to lay people off.
Interesting.
So, when you look at the layoffs at Google, the 12,000 people that were let go, it is kind of strange that you would think that these same people who helped design these AIs, that same AI may have been used to choose them for layoffs. It's not even about being replaced. So this isn't like AIs replacing these jobs. These jobs, when you look at the higher level of these tech jobs that they
I guess
hired,
in some parts of AI,
yeah,
people are
they
being
are.
replaced.
Yeah, people are being
I don't
replaced.
think it applies
but
to
with
this, like
this
you
is a
said.
specific program where it went through and it said these are the people we need to lay off.
Yeah.
So
Can you imagine? Can you imagine being like, wait a minute, but I built you, and now you're telling
I built you, and now you're done.
now you're telling me that I'm getting
So
laid off.
When you look at that, I mean, it kind of makes you think about a lot of different things. So when you look at Google, it's kind of funny because they may have made some of these tools.
Yeah.
And then also when you take a step back, you start thinking, okay, what is this AI going to be looking at? When it really starts digging in, and this is 98% of companies that they surveyed that said they're going to be using this. So this isn't tech sector. This is across the United States. Probably you could extrapolate this probably to across the world. So you could have instances where this AI, they scrape all over the place.
They do.
AI scrapes, it pulls data from a lot of different places.
Yeah.
So I could see an instance where this AI could it look at Twitter?
Yeah.
Could it look at Facebook?
Yeah.
Could they be going through a list of people they're going to lay off and, my name pops on there and it scrapes through Twitter and it sees some of the people I follow and say, you know what? That might be a good person to lay off.
Because let's just be honest. This is already happening to a degree.
Oh, it's absolutely
to actually a very large degree. It is already happening, inside of America. I've seen that some people have said things like, I don't think that AI is as smart as it could be. I don't think that AI is going to necessarily be the kind of problem, that we're going to end up having in the coming years. No, I think that what's interesting, this isn't about like, this isn't an iRobot movie. So let's just get that, understood. It isn't that. It's a place of using AI to decide who can and cannot do things. This is about AI being used by government agencies. This is about AI being used with companies that are in lock and step with the far left as well. All of these things are all plausible.
Yeah, because if you think that diversity and inclusion isn't a factor in the things that this AI is looking for, this AI that's sending out pink slips, you don't think that diversity and inclusion is one thing they're going to be looking at?
Absolutely.
And I say that, I don't mean like don't fire the black people. I mean, when you're looking at, okay, this person's on the wrong side of history, so to speak. This person follows Donald Trump and follows James O'Keefe, and supports Project Veritas. This person donates money to Republicans. Who knows what this AI is going to be looking at? And are there
Yeah.
rules for these things? No, there aren't.
Yeah.
We're in the Wild Wild West here, folks.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things you need to think about whenever they're talking about AI, because there's a lot of different aspects. Like Janelle said, it might not be as smart as it needs to be. But the thing is, you have something that is not very intelligent, because all the data it gathers is data that it gathers from other sources. So it doesn't have its own mind. It's all about the garbage that's going in.
But it could be very easily controlled, which is the scary part.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it can be nudged in a lot of different ways. So there's a lot of ways that these people are going to be looking to get into our minds and to get into our data and to get into our lives, to try to use these tools to shape things that you deal with on a day-to-day basis.
That's really what the metaverse is about. People keep talking about the metaverse. That's really what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about getting technology ingrained into where it can control, your life decisions, amongst other things. So, wow, crazy story.
So we'll move on to the next story.